Hey everyone, and welcome to the tutorial video about academic advising in the College of Education at USF. In this video, I will be introducing you to some important documents that you'll use and update regularly throughout your program. And I'll also be presenting information on what the advising process is like, as well as what you can expect from your advisor and what your advisor expects from you as an advisee. Now, before we go any further, I want to reiterate that you truly could not be in better hands in our College of Ed. Our academic advisors are fantastic. So please feel free to go to your advisor at any time if you have questions, concerns, or anything that you need. We're all here to help you, and we're all very invested in making sure that you're successful and that your journey is one with as few bumps as possible. However, that being said, remember that you are your biggest advocate. So always double check the work that's being done in collaboration with your advisor. We're human. We make mistakes from time to time. We try really hard not to, but I think if we work together as a team, we can definitely lessen the possibility for any errors to be made. You should also know that if at any time you have questions, it's always better to be proactive and ask than to sit back and wait. So in fact, if you are passively waiting, that's probably the single worst thing you can do as a student. So take initiative and take ownership of your program. Okay, so let's get started with the academic advising process. First and foremost, you should know who your advisor is. So if you're an elementary ed or special ed major, you have one advisor in the College of Ed. Most likely it's going to be one of our faculty members, somebody that you'll end up having classes with throughout the program. If you are a secondary major, so you want to teach high school, you have two advisors, one for your content area and one in the College of Education. Elementary and special ed people, you'll meet with just your education advisor at registration time. But secondary majors, you'll need to meet with both of your advisors at registration time. Speak with your advisors about which person you should meet with first, but typically our students meet with their education advisors first, then their major advisors. I know that there's a lot of cases in the College of Ed where we have one section of each class running in the semesters that it runs, and not all of our classes run every single semester. So I think it's really important that you get those mapped out and then you try to plug in your content area courses around that. Of course, secondary ed people, there is a chance that there might be some limited course offerings in your major. So again, that's where you just have to meet with your two advisors and figure out what the best plan of action is going to be for you as you move forward. So as you can see on this slide, there's a few key documents that you'll need for advising. And all of them are listed here, including your academic degree plan, or we refer to it as the ADP in the College of Ed, your program sequence worksheet, semester planning sheet, and then you'll also need access to the available courses on the portal to show you what's going to be available for that semester. I have all of these documents pulled up, and I'll be walking you through what they are and how to use them. But first, let me show you how to find the available courses on the portal. So I'm actually going to get out of my PowerPoint here, and I'm going to go to the portal. You can see that I've signed in. So from the portal homepage, after you've logged in, look at the left-hand bar. Now your screen is going to look a little bit different than mine because I'm signed in as a faculty member. But you should see some kind of tab that says Students along the left-hand side. So over here, hopefully you'll be able to see where my mouse is, but there is something on the left-hand side for me that says Resources for Students. So when I click on that, I see a menu of choices that pops up. So I'm actually going to zoom in over here on that menu of choices to show you that when I scroll down, one of those choices available is right here, and it says University of St. Francis class schedule. When you click on that link, give it a second, there we go. When you click on that link, you'll see that you need to select a semester that you are going to be registering. So I'm just going to select the next term in the sequence. And at this point, you have the option of searching for a specific instructor, searching for a specific subject. So let's say you're signing up for an education course, you could just select the subject education. And you can basically tailor it down to be as specific as you want. Or if you want, you could at this point just scroll all the way down and click on the blue button, View Courses, and it will show you the entire catalog of courses that are available that semester. So however you choose to work through that information is totally up to you. Now, I'm not going to click on it right now because it's actually not close enough to advising time. We haven't created our schedules at this point, so if I click on it, it's going to show you that nothing is available. But when you do click on the link, it's just going to take you to a big, long mass of documents or a mass of information where you'll be able to see the courses that are available. They're listed in alphabetical order by department. Okay, so you'll choose your courses using the documents that I just mentioned in the PowerPoint, okay? The ADP, the semester planning guide, and the program sequence guide. So the first document is the ADP document. So let me get that pulled up for you. These are all linked on Canvas for you so that you can pull up whichever one is appropriate for your program. I happen to have the elementary education one pulled up, but really it doesn't matter if this one, for the purposes of this tutorial, isn't your exact program, because the structure of all of these ADPs is the same no matter what program in the education department that you're in. So for your ADP in your program, in the left-hand column, let me see if I can pull this and get it a little bit bigger so we can see it. There we go. Okay, so in the left-hand column, you'll notice that those are general education courses. And so these tend to be the same no matter which education program you're in. There might be some differences depending on where you're at, but for the most part, the general education program or the general education requirements look the same. So this shows you everything that you need to take. Now you'll notice that we've tried to show you in the semester box if there's courses that are only offered in the fall or only offered in the spring. That may change depending on how our numbers in the program ebbs and flows. We may have to offer more courses and they may be offered more semesters. So make sure that you really stay in touch with your advisors about that as you're working your way through your program. But what this sheet is for is it really provides you a checklist of everything you need to do to be able to complete your program. The right-hand column is all of your education courses that you'll take. So if I zoom out a little bit, you can see how this shows the left-hand column, all of the gen eds, the right-hand column, all of the education courses. Let's see, where am I at? Sorry, guys. Okay, so with your education courses, again, you'll use this as a checklist. It's got some of them bundled together because there's certain semesters that you need to take courses at the same time. There's other courses in this list that might be prerequisite for courses that you'll take down the road. So this document is great in the sense that it shows you a checklist of what you need to complete your degree, but it can be a little bit confusing as you're working through it, trying to decide what you should take from semester to semester, okay? So I recommend that you use this document at the end of each semester to go back in and write down which courses you've just completed and what your grades were, so that you can use this to help you keep track of your overall GPA and your education GPA. But what you're also going to use in conjunction with this sheet is a document called your program sequence. Okay, it's very general. The one that I pulled up happens to be blank. But what your advisor is going to do is they're going to sit down with you when you're new to the program, and they are going to map out for you everything that's on the ADP. They'll plug it into a specific semester to help you navigate the sequence through which you should be taking your courses. So that would make it easier that, let's say you get to a spring semester of this coming school year, you would know, looking at that box, which courses you should be taking within that semester. So the final document that you'll need, I'm sorry, I need to back up, I guess. Something else I just remembered to tell you about this document is know that it could change a little bit. So your advisor is going to help you create a plan and a sequence on this document, but it might be, for example, that you choose to take Theology 101, and instead of taking your second theology class the next semester, maybe you want to take a philosophy class that semester. So the gen eds tend to do quite a bit of shuffling around on these plans based on when the courses are offered and what works best for your schedule. And there may also be changes in the College of Ed as far as when courses are offered. So we will make it happen and we will get everything in that you need to get in. But just be aware that your advisor is probably writing on this document in pencil, and there's a really good reason for that. It's because we do tend to revise it from semester to semester. So it's meant to be used as a guide for you, but ultimately everything points back to that ADP and making sure that you get all of those boxes filled in time to graduate. Okay, so the final document that you need to know about is one that's called the Semester Planning Worksheet. And that one looks like this. So once you have a roadmap on the previous document, that sequence document that I told you your advisor would be writing on, you'll know which courses you need to take in an upcoming semester. So before your advising appointment, you can go into the portal, as I've just shown you how to do, and you can design your schedule. Now this document, I would recommend that you save it to your desktop on your computer so that you can print one for each semester. But most of the academic advisors are putting this outside of their office near where you sign up for your advising time. So you should be able to just grab one off of their office door. But if for some reason the copies are out and they haven't replenished the folder that they have them in, you'll have this to be able to print from. So it's very important that you do this before your advising appointment, and know that it's always a good idea to have a plan A and a plan B for your general ed courses, just in case a section happens to be full or there's some other reason that you're not able to take that specific section of the course. I would recommend that you map out your education courses first, because there's usually only one section of each course offered for that particular semester. So do that first, and then you can plan your general ed courses around the education courses, since typically there's several sections of gen eds available, since all programs, all majors, they all take the same gen eds. You'll want to write in the sheet the name of the course and the CRN number, which is a 5-digit number that's listed next to the course section. When you go to that area of the portal that I just showed you to see the course offerings, you'll see a whole column full of 5-digit numbers, one for each course. This is the number that your advisor needs to punch in to be able to register you. And having it ready ahead of time is super helpful because it saves so much time. It helps your advisor avoid having to go in to the portal and have to look up each of those numbers by hand. Now, the reason that this prep is so important to you is because you do more than just sign up for classes with your advisor. There's lots of different things your advisor needs to discuss with you, like testing requirements, your GPA, general concerns. They share information with you. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint, by the way. They share general information with you about the College of Education. There's just all kinds of things that we need to be able to cover during an advising appointment. And if you come to your appointment unprepared and the whole time has to be spent designing your schedule from scratch, it leaves us very little, if any, time to prepare you in those other capacities. So please do your homework ahead of time before your advising meeting. That's super important, and that is an expectation from all of your advisors. So I've spent a lot of time referencing your advisor. Hopefully, as I make those references, you know who I'm talking about and you know who you're assigned to in the College of Ed. If you don't, please go into the portal where you're able to click on your student profile. That's typically wherever you would find your contact information and wherever you have access to things like your course schedule for the semester, registration, etc. There will be a person from the COE listed as your advisor, and next to their name, it will also include their office location and contact info. Hint, hint, I'm going to assign this task to you at the end of this module, that I want you to bring this information with you to our next class as evidence that you completed this tutorial. So you'll need to know your advisor's name, their contact information, and their office location. If you're not able to locate this information, please reach out and let me know, and I'm more than happy to help you. So going back to my PowerPoint, next what I'm going to do is outline for you what the process of academic advising is like so that you'll know what to expect moving forward. Okay, so when advising time rolls around, typically mid-October after fall break in the fall semester, and somewhere around mid-March after spring break for the spring semester, your advisor will send out an email to their advisees informing you that they've posted appointment times on either their office door, or all of us have a small bulletin board right outside of our office. They may post it there as well. You are going to want to sign up for an appointment time as soon as possible because every professor's schedules are full and they can range from day to day. So if nobody has signed up for the times that we have posted, it's possible that they may have something else that they've scheduled during those times. So as soon as they get it posted, make sure that you go to their office and sign up for a time. Advising runs over the course of 4 weeks. So seniors are the first week, juniors are the second week, then sophomores, then freshmen, and it goes by the number of credit hours that you've accumulated in the portal. So when you check for your advisor's information in the portal, it should indicate somewhere in there for you what your status is so that you'll know which week you can register. And if you're unsure, just reach out to your advisor and ask them when they'd like you to sign up. I would say the earlier the better, because it's possible that you could meet with your advisor the week prior to your advising time. Let's say that you look at their schedule and you're not available until the end of the week during your week to register. You may want to sign up for a time the week before, just so you can work with your advisor to build a plan, and then they can register you as early as Monday of your advising week. So that way, you can make sure that you have the best possible chances of getting the schedule that you really, really want. So on that note, you should also be checking to see around advising time if there's any holds on your account, whether it's a medical hold from not having your records up to date, or a business hold for something like an unpaid bill. These things prevent your advisor from being able to register you. So please get holds taken care of prior to your appointment if possible. But if you can't, still go ahead and meet with your advisor to build a plan so that your advisor can register you as soon as that hold is lifted. So after you sign up for an appointment time, do your homework and build a plan for the courses you'd like to take next. Think about what questions you have and jot those down so you can be sure to ask them during your appointment. The last thing you need to prepare is an email to your advisor that you'll send 24 to 48 hours before your appointment to let them know that you're looking forward to seeing them at whatever time you signed up. This is going to help you make sure that your advisor knows about the appointment time that you wrote down on their office door, and that you'll know that they're going to be ready for you when you arrive. It's happened before, for example, that a student has signed up for a time slot the same day they wanted to come in, but maybe the night before when the advisor was leaving work for the day, it appeared as though no one had signed up for any of those times. So the advisor ended up not even being on campus for that appointment time because they didn't have proper notice to know that somebody was coming in. So make sure that you verify your appointment with your advisor via email. Now, when the actual meeting rolls around, please be on time. Your advisor likely has several appointments, meetings, classes, so if you show up late, they may not be able to meet with you and you'll have to sign up for a different time. So be punctual. Make sure you have your ADP, the program sequence sheet, and the semester planning sheet ready to go, as well as any questions that you might have. You can update all of your documents together with your advisor, who they're also going to have copies of those things to keep in your advising file, but you're also welcome to ask for copies of any of those documents before you leave your appointment. So remember, use this opportunity to practice your good communication skills with your advisor. That's going to really take you a long way in having a productive meeting. Now, once the meeting is complete, you'll be advised to double check your portal to make sure everything looks accurate based on what you discussed at your meeting. And if your advisor has asked you to follow up with anyone, please make sure you do so within 24 to 48 hours of the appointment. Keep your advisor in the loop regarding those actions. So for example, your advisor for whatever reason may tell you that you need to go see the licensure officer. Your advisor may tell you that you need to check something with the registrar's office. Make sure that you keep your advisor in the loop. Finally, please send an email to your advisor to express gratitude for their time and their guidance, and to ask any follow-up questions that maybe you forgot to ask or you thought of after you were reflecting on the appointment. Definitely remember to double check everything you did at that appointment. 2 heads are always better than 1, and remember, you need to be an active participant in this process. Your teacher education program is not a passive journey. And there you have it. You're all set for academic advising. So please let me know if you have questions, and we will also touch base about this information when we meet for our next face-to-face class session. Don't forget that when you arrive to our next face-to-face meeting, your ticket in is a piece of paper that shows that you completed this tutorial. It can be a sticky note, a note card, a half sheet of paper, but it should have the following information listed. It should show your name, your major, and then the name, contact info, and office location of your academic advisor. Remember, secondary ed people, you are going to have 2 advisors listed because you'll have 1 in the COE and 1 in your content area. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope this information was helpful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.